In today's video, I will be continuing my realistic offseason rebuild series going in order of the real life draft picks in the first round. The Baltimore Ravens have the 30th pick, so today we'll be rebuilding them. They still have John Harbaugh as their head coach. They do have the same offensive coordinator from last season, so we're running the same offensive playbook with the Baltimore's default, which is a West Coast power run. We're setting at 76%. They promoted a guy from within on the defensive side to be the defensive coordinator, so we're going to run the same default Baltimore Ravens playbook, which is a 3-4, and we're setting at 95% scheme fit. The latest update in Madden has it as Super Bowl week without the game actually being played, so I did have to force the Chiefs to win the game, so the score is not accurate, but all the other teams and scores that you see are accurate, so the draft order is going to be exactly right as in real life. I will be starting this rebuild right after the Super Bowl has ended. I am using a realistic draft class. As you can see, we got Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Marvin Harrison Jr., and all the other players that are coming out of college in real life into this year's draft. I've gone through and manually updated the roster to match what the Ravens have done in real life. The biggest change is that they got Derrick Henry coming over from the Titans at running back. Offensive line is not looking the greatest. We could try to draft the offensive lineman. And then defensively, they brought Kyle Van Noy back as outside linebacker. Could try to draft one of those, but I think one of the main priorities is going to be a third cornerback. We have Marlon Humphrey, who's a 91 overall, and then we have Stevens, who's a 79, and then our third stringers are 70 overall, so we could definitely focus on trying to get a cornerback, defensive end on the 3-4 line, or a pass rushing outside linebacker. Here in the first round of the draft, we have the 30th pick, and these are the players that are available here. We got Tyler Guyton at right tackle, wouldn't be a bad thing to do. We got some wide receivers, we got a safety, Michael Penix Jr. is still here. We got a center, Graham Barton, some more wide receivers, a cornerback. We do need a cornerback, and this Rakestraw Jr. I think what I'm going to do though is pick Chop Robinson. To me, he just seems like a Raven. He's a defensive end from Penn State, 6'3", 254 pounds. He's a speed rusher. We can go ahead and start him over Kyle Van Noy, get younger and better at the position immediately. He's 21 years old, and also it says that we're a top fit for him as the Ravens. He has elite acceleration, good agility, elite change of direction, elite jumping, elite speed. Dang, dude is a hell of an athlete. He has A finesse moves, power moves is between a B and a D. He's got hidden dead with 90 speed at 254 pounds. Insane. Here in the second round, I'm going to go ahead and draft a cornerback, Mike Sainristil from Michigan. He is 5'9", 182 pounds. He's a man-to-man scheme fit, 23 years old. He has great acceleration, solid agility, solid change of direction, elite jumping with good speed and solid strength. We know for sure he has B zone coverage, A tackle, and C man coverage. He's got hidden dead with 91 speed. We got a new slot corner starting right away as a rookie. Here in the third round, I'm going to draft this defensive tackle, Michael Hall Jr. from Ohio State. He's 6'3", 290 pounds. He's a run-stopping scheme fit. He'll fit good at a defensive end in the 3-4 scheme that we're running. He's 21 years old. He has solid acceleration, good agility, great change of direction, good jumping, good speed with decent strength. He has B finesse moves, C power moves with B tackle. He's got normal dev with 83 strength and 70 speed. Fourth round, I'm going to draft this right guard, Isaiah Adams from Illinois. He's 6'4", 315 pounds. He's a power scheme fit. Maybe he'll be good enough to start for us as a rookie. He is 23 years old. He has solid acceleration, solid agility, elite change of direction with solid jumping, solid speed, and decent strength. He does have A lead block, A run block, A run block power. He's got normal dev with 84 strength. Fifth round, I'm going to draft this left guard, Brandon Coleman from TCU. He is 6'4", 313 pounds. He's a power scheme fit, 22 years old, good acceleration, good agility, elite change of direction, elite jumping, good speed, and he's a pretty good athlete too. He has a lot of B's and the potential to have A in his pass block. He's got normal dev with 85 strength. I simulated the rest of the draft picks. In the first round, we took Chop Robinson. He's a defensive end, but I moved him to right outside linebacker. He's from Penn State. He is a 75 overall, hidden dip, 21 years old. He has 78 tackle with 86 hit power with 90 speed, 72 power moves with 79 finesse moves. In the second round, we took cornerback Mike Sainristil from Michigan. He's actually a 72 overall. He has hidden div, 91 speed, 72 man coverage with 76 zone coverage. The rest of the guys down here are all in the 60s, but we actually have a cornerback, Josh Newton, that came from TCU. The computer drafted in the 6th round. He's a 71 overall. He has normal dev. This is what the starting lineup is looking like for the season. At quarterback, we got Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP winner, 98 overall with X Factor. Derrick Henry coming over from the Titans, 89 overall with X Factor. We have Hill backing him up. He's a 76 with normal dev. Zay Flowers is going to be our number 1 receiver. He's an 84 with star. Nelson Aguilar in the slots, a 75 with normal. Rashad Bateman's our number 2 receiver, 78 with star. At tight end, we got one of the best in the game, 94 overall Andrews with X Factor. Isaiah Likely backing him up, 72 with star dev. Offensive line, we weren't able to make any upgrades here. I did draft a couple of guys, but they just weren't good enough. So we have Jones at right tackle is a 72 with normal. Macari at right guard is a 73 with normal. Tyler Linderbaum at center is an 87 with star. Cleveland at left guard is a 70 with normal. And then Ronnie Stanley at left tackle is an 88 with superstar. Defensively, Michael Pierce at defensive tackle is an 83 with star. Matabuke at defensive end is an 88 with star. And then we have Jones at defensive end is a 71 with star. At cornerback, we got Humphreys. He is a 91 with superstar. Saint Rustil is a rookie we drafted in the 2nd round. He's going to be starting in the slot, 72 with hidden dev. Stevens at cornerback 2 is a 79 with normal. Kyle Hamilton's an 88 with superstar at strong safety. Owa outside linebacker is an 80 with star. Roquan Smith, one of the best middle linebackers in the game, 95 with X Factor. Trenton Simpson, 72 with star dev, was our 2nd middle linebacker. Chop Robinson, our 1st round draft pick, 75 with hidden dev at outside linebacker. And then Williams at free safety is an 86 with star. For the season goal, I'm setting it to win the Super Bowl. This defense is nasty. The offense is nasty. The offensive line is not that great, but Madden simulation, the Ravens offense and defensive playbooks do very well. So I'm expecting us to go all the way there. Here at week 7, we're 5-1 and we're leading our division at the moment. We just beat the Cowboys 31-21 and we got a weekly award here, so let's check it out. It's going to be Saint Rustil, the rookie cornerback. He had 3 tackles, 1 interception, and 1 touchdown. Nice game from him. At the midseason point, we are 6-1, leading the division. The Bengals are 4-2, the Steelers are 3-4, and the Browns are 0-6. Let's check out the season stats halfway through and see how we're doing. Lamar Jackson has 1,300 yards passing with 11 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, 79% completion. Dang, that's high. 118 rating, that's pretty freaking good. Running, Derrick Henry has 500 yards, only 3.9 per carry with 6 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, 300 yards, 4.5 per carry with 6 touchdowns. Receiving, tight end Mark Andrews leading the team with 350 and 2 touchdowns. Bateman has 329. Zay Flowers has 260 with 3 touchdowns. Defensively, Trenton Simpson's leading the team in tackles with 44. Matabuke has the most sacks of 5.5. Chop Robinson only has 2.5. Sacks, Simpson has 2. Hamilton has 1, Stevens has 1, and Saint Rustil has 1. Here at week 11, we are 8-1. We just beat the Eagles 31-21. We got another weekly award. Who's it going to be this time? Lamar Jackson, the 2-time MVP, 199 passing yards with 2 passing touchdowns, and he had 46 rushing yards with a rushing touchdown. Week 12, we just lost to the Chiefs 27-17, but we did get a weekly award somehow. Who's it going to be? Roquan Smith, middle linebacker, had 8 tackles with 1 interception. Week 13, we just beat the Chargers 38-28. We got another weekly award here. They just keep coming in. It's going to be Lamar Jackson once again, 255 yards, 3 passing touchdowns with 69 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. Week 17, we are 13-2. We just beat the Broncos 31-21. Got another weekly award. Lamar Jackson once again, dude is on track to win another MVP. He had 268 passing yards with 2 touchdowns and 62 rushing yards with another rushing touchdown. End of the regular season, we finished 14-3, won the division by a mile. The Steelers went 6-11, the Bengals went 6-11, the Browns went 4-13, so they all had terrible seasons. Check out the season stats here. We had the 9th ranked offense, Lamar Jackson 21st in passing yards and 14th in passing touchdowns. Number 1 ranked defense. Lamar Jackson, 3,400 yards passing with 27 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, 78% completion. That's got to be a record. 120 rating. Dude is going crazy. Derrick Henry, 325 carries, 1,400 yards, 4.3 per carry with 18 touchdowns. That's a pretty good season from the veteran. Lamar Jackson, 800 yards rushing, 4.9 per carry with 12 touchdowns. Dude definitely got him another MVP. He has to. Mark Andrews had the most receiving yards at tight end, 867 with 8 touchdowns. Bateman had 750 with 2 touchdowns. Aguilar, almost 700 yards with 7 touchdowns. Zay Flowers, 500 yards, 5 touchdowns. Defensively, Roquan Smith, 94 tackles, along with Simpson, both had 94 tackles, leading the team. Tackles for loss, Matabuke had 13, Chop Robinson had 10, Michael Pierce had 10. Sacks, Justin Matabuke had 16 and a half. Dude had a crazy season. Chop Robinson, the rookie, had 5.5. Michael Pierce, 4.5. Owa had 3. Interceptions, Simpson had 2, along with Smith, St. Still, Hamilton, Stevens, and then Marcus Williams had 1. We ended up having a first round bye week. We're going to be playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars in the divisional round. They went 10-7. I want to check out the depth chart real quick and see what the depth trade is for the rookies that we had starting for us on defense. Chop Robinson as star, and St. Still the same thing, star dev. Looking at the playoff bracket, the Jaguars knocked the Chiefs out. The Chiefs were a 2 seed and the Jaguars were a 7 seed, and they beat them, and we got to play them now. And then on the other side, we have the Bills against the Raiders. We managed to beat the Jaguars 31-28 in a close game. Now we're going to be playing against the 12-5 Buffalo Bills in the AFC Championship game. They started out by beating the Dolphins 28-24, then they beat the Raiders 34-10. It's going to be our toughest test yet. We actually did end up beating the Bills. I forgot what the score was, but we'll see it in a second. We're going to be playing against the 11-6 Minnesota Vikings in the Super Bowl. So the Vikings beat the Cowboys. So we beat the Bills 24-17, and the Cowboys got knocked off 24-21. Cowboys seem to make it to the Super Bowl in Madden simulation like every year for whatever reason. Their playbooks are overpowered. And we did win the Super Bowl. We beat the Vikings 36-25. Let's check out the player stats. Lamar Jackson had a 114 passer rating with 252 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. The Vikings drafted Jaden Daniels. That's who their quarterback was. I took him to the Super Bowl. Had an 88 rating, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Rushing, Lamar Jackson led the entire game with 74, of course. Derrick Henry, 71 with 2 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson also had a rushing touchdown. Receiving, Jordan Addison with 96, Justin Jefferson with 93. Bateman had 83, the most for us. Defensively, Stevens had the most tackles for us. Anybody have any sacks over here? Daniil Hunter had 2, Owa had 2 interceptions, Humphrey had 1, and Marcus Williams had 1. Lamar Jackson won Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes won MVP of the regular season with the Chiefs. Nick Sirianni won Coach of the Year with the Eagles. Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year with the Rams. Micah Parsons won Defensive Player of the Year with the Cowboys. Caleb Williams won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Commanders, and Dallas Turner won Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Cardinals. Free safety Andrew Adams retired after 9 years. This is what the final team is looking like. Lamar Jackson's a 99 X Factor. Derrick Henry is up to a 90. A lot of these players have huge morale boosts, so Derrick Henry has a +5 morale boost. He has X Factor. Zay Flowers up to 87 with star. Washington's going to be our slot receiver. Apparently he's a 74 with normal because Nelson Aguilar regressed all the way down to a 71. Rashad Bateman's an 82 with star. Andrews is a 98 with X Factor. Likely is a 74 with star. Jones is a 76 with normal. Macari's a 77 with normal. Linderbaum's a 93. He jumped up to superstar. Cleveland is a 73 with normal. Ronnie Stanley is a 91 with superstar. Defensively, Roquan Smith's up to a 99 with X Factor. Simpson's a 75 with star. Chop Robinson's all the way up to an 82 with star. Owa is an 83 with star. I don't know why they have him down here. That doesn't make any sense, but okay. Williams is a 90 with star at free safety. Hamilton's a 92 with superstar at strong safety. Humphrey is a 95. He's down to star. He did have superstar. St. Still is a 79 with star. Stevens is an 84. He jumped up to star dev. He only had normal. Matabuke is all the way up to a 93 with star. Michael Pierce is an 84 with star. Jones is a 75 down to normal dev. He did have star dev. Overall, I would say it was a huge win for the offseason rebuild. We made it all the way to the Super Bowl and we won despite the offensive line having some not so great holes up here, I guess you could say. A bunch of normal dev players, but we did have 2 superstar guys, so I guess that makes a huge difference. Also having an X Factor at tight end and at running back helps tremendously, and then the entire defense has at least star dev except for one guy, a defensive end. That's going to be it for the video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, say something down in the comments. I appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.